Okay. How did you guys become Jehovah's Witnesses?
Um, Mainly we just raised into it. Like our grandma took us to the Kingdom Hall all the time and stuff, and we just.
Has it been your whole life that you've been?
Yeah.
Is your entire family or just your grandmother?
Our grandmother's side, most of our grandmother's side.
Yeah. Like it's heavily Bible based. So like it's mainly like you read the Bible and you get a grip on its principles and you try to live by it and you try to do what's right and what you think that God is asking you to do through the Bible. And a big part of being a Jehovah's Witness is sticking to it, like not just
saying it and stuff.
saying that because faith without work is dead, and so it's a big portion of it is you can believe and you can read all the Bible, you can read the Bible, you can read the literature and stuff like that, and you can believe all you want, but if you're not out there, you're not putting in the work and showing that you want to live in a way that is pleasing to God, then
Yeah.
And that's also
really
something different. Yeah. And that's also something different because in order to become a Jehovah's Witness, part of you have to be baptized. You have to get baptized, and the thing is,
well, you have to
like
start with a Bible study,
yes.
And then you can be a unbaptized publisher, which
right.
is you can still go out and tell people about.
Or you can still go out in ministry and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But then the main goal is to get baptized, and that's how you become official.
Right, and I feel like that's part of the difference between other Christians, because with Christians, you baptize them as babies.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, we call them like pagan holidays and stuff, because with Halloween, it's ghosts and spirits and stuff, of course, and then Christmas, we don't believe that Jesus was born on December 25th, and regardless, he said to celebrate my death and not my birth
because I died for you.
He died for us, and considering we don't even know if he was really born on December 25th, but we know he died on the cross, this and that, so what we do is a memorial, and that's I think some religions call them the Passover. I think some religions call it the Passover. I can't remember.
Passover?
Yeah, I think
Like
that's
when
what
you
some
pass the bread and the
that's
what? Is that what?
So that's a Jewish holiday, Passover.
Oh.
I'll tell you more about it in a minute. But
Oh, well, I thought I heard somebody call it that before, but
some Christians celebrate Passover because it's about the Exodus from Egypt, when God passed over the doors of the Jewish people and then killed the firstborn of the Egyptian children.
Oh,
yeah, okay, we know about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a.
That's the Last Supper was a Passover Seder.
Okay.
Yeah.
That. But that's what it's about, though. The Last Supper is what the memorial is about. We pass bread, unleavened bread, and
That's really interesting. So you celebrate Passover.
I guess.
Do you guys?
we call it the memorial. So.
Yeah.
How long is that for?
Not that long. We have it once a year, of course. And then maybe
a brother says
an hour or so.
Yeah, a brother gives a talk and goes over the portion of the Bible that talks about the this represents my body and this represents my blood, blah blah, and then we pass the
Matzah,
bread,
unleavened bread,
and then and we pass the.
How do you feel like growing up a Jehovah's Witness has affected you as a person? Do you think it's have you faced difficulties because of it? Do you feel like it's kind of helped you grow in certain ways?
I feel like socially it's
a little hard.
It's hard, socially, because
everyone's into stuff.
Nowadays. Everyone's into something that isn't really what we believe in, supernatural stuff and sex and
sex, money, power. These are the three things that I feel like most people let take over them.
Yeah. And so it's really hard to
shielding yourself from that.
Yeah, it's hard to shield yourself when it's so abundant and people you meet and stuff. And not saying that, you know, and they don't even have to be bad people. It's just, you know, it's just what's big today, you know,
things
trending.
that we can't allow ourselves to get caught up into.
Yeah.
Culture, like, has there ever anything like you kind of feel like conflicts with?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I feel like a lot of my personal, like, I feel like things, a lot of worldly things that I've kind of got attached to. And then there's my religion things that I'm also attached to.
Right.
So it's hard being, you know, knowing that line, you know.
Yeah,
being
especially
like
with having non-Jehovah's Witness parents.
Yeah.
It's even harder to try to, you know, stick with it because it's like, you know, your parents aren't going by it. So, and, you know,
so you really have to discipline yourself.
Yeah. And like, one thing I remember is like being at school and then like the Pledge of Allegiance, you know, we're not supposed to, you know, stand up for it and stuff because, you know, and that whole thing is about, you know, you can't slave for two gods and you can't slave for two masters. So if you're pledging your allegiance to the flag, you can't really give your allegiance to God. You can only have one allegiance.
And you know, people hate that. People do not like
people
it.
would always like, even while we were little, people just were.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why aren't you standing?
Why aren't you standing? Like, we would get like weird looks and stuff. And
I just wish that people didn't feel we're so closed-minded about religion.
Yeah.
In like general, any religion other than like, you know, like regular Christianity. I feel like people kind of, you know, feel a little iffy about and stuff. I wish they would just get educated about it, you know? Just ask questions and, you know, we don't bite or anything. So,
Okay.